Hello everyone, how are we all? Almost Christmas, so hopefully you've all done your shopping, but if you're in Brisbane and you aren't finished yet, we are open today, tomorrow, Friday, so come and see us. Today's video, what I thought we'd jump on and talk about is we often get asked about reducing plastic and waste and everything with what we ship our products in. It would be great to use glass for everything, but unfortunately that would bump prices up. The more glass you send, the more likely things are going to break, so it's just not practical. So what I'm going to show you today is how we can reuse the things that you're purchasing and the containers that they all come in, so it's not just grabbing it and using the ingredients and then throwing it out. So there's lots to go through and show you, but one of the first ones I'm going to show you is your essential oil bottles. Now, I don't know what anyone else does with your oil bottles, but you seem to get a lot of them when you go through them, so being able to reuse them is a really good option. So there's a few different ones you can do. What you want to do is be able to take out your little plastic there. Just grab my oil key here. Get it out really easily. Now, a couple of options you can do is change your essential oil bottle to a dropper bottle. You can simply just buy a dropper bottle that fits your essential oil bottle. That will fit your 15ml and your 5ml. It doesn't quite go to the bottom of the 15ml, but by putting it on the side, you can definitely get it all out. So that is one option, is your dropper bottle. Another option, get that out, is changing it over to a spray or a gel pump. So we sell both of them in a size that fits the essential oil bottles. So you just will need to probably cut it off. So when you get it, just sort of see how far, you can sort of see there. Cut it on an angle, don't cut it straight. If you're not sure, just cut a little bit off at a time and test it. Now you've got a spray bottle, so you can make up your own itchy owies, sleep sprays, whatever, on guard. You can turn anything into a spray. So that's another good option. And the same as your gel pump. So if you're making like maybe a hand sanitizer in a little small bottle that you want to take in your bag, popping a gel pump on the top as well can help change that over. All right, another option is we have these flip top lids. So if you're into Symphony of the Cells, you might find these quite, now these go over the top of it, you can take it off or go over the top. They have a flip top lid, and you can just see with the little hole there. So if you're doing Symphony of the Cells, you might want to purchase a few of these to add to your bottles, so you're not having to take the lids off, it's just flip and close, a bit safer. And the other option, lucky last for your essential oil bottles, is a little roller plug-in cap. So once you take the bit out, you can put your roller ball in, and then it's got a cap. So you can change just your normal essential oil bottle into a new roller. So there's a few handy. So you got your roller, your spray, your gel, your dropper, and then your flip top lid as well. Move them to the side. So that's a great way to reuse them. Another option, I'm just gonna pull this one back off, is, I've got one just here. These have got roots, so you have to put it in. Is putting just a little off-cutting. You can take obviously your label and everything off, so it's just a little amber bottle, and having them. So you can imagine without the label, look a little bit nicer. Put some water in it, and you can have little plant growing. So they're reusing essential oil bottles and the little accessories that you can get from us to reuse your bottles. Another thing you might get is if you purchase some roller bottles, we do often put them in organza bags. These are great, so if you, especially at this time of year, if you're giving a gift and you've made up some maybe roller bottles or something that you're giving soap or anything really, keep your organza bags, put them in a little pile every time you get them, and then come gift time, reuse your bags for gifts and put them in the bags. So that's another really quick and easy option. We've actually got our own organic jojoba, but we've also got the packaged ones from the jojoba company. Now, once you finish this, there's still going to be a little bit of goodness in here. So what you can do is reuse your dropper bottle, make up another face serum or eye serum or something like that, and reuse it within the bottle. Don't clean it out, and then you'll still be able to use the last bits of the jojoba from that bottle. So don't throw them out, reuse them too. Same with these ones. So we've got our coconut oils, and what I like about these kind of ones, I'm really picky when I reuse my jars, is ones that don't have branding and labeling on them. So once you've finished with it, you can take your labels all off, and then just jars then, and so you can reuse them for gifts and things like that. So, you know, bath salts, sugar scrubs, things like that. Or you can just use them for yourself and make some toilet pods and put them in there and put them next to your toilet. So it's really, great when you can reuse your glass jars and they don't have pasta sauce or whatever written all over them. So that's a nice little handy one. This one we do get asked a lot. Yes, we do have some of our products come in plastic packaging. You can see they do have a seal at the top, so you can reuse them. I like to use them for things like arts and crafts and things like that. So once you've finished with what's inside, or perhaps you put that into a bucket if you've got one, they're really good to be able to just sort things out because they're clear, you can see through them. So you've got, kids and you've got arts, crafts, toys and things like that. The bag is really kind of handy for that, so you can see what is in them and have them neatly stored in the cupboard. Okay, so we also, now if you have any of our products, this one's a fractionated coconut oil, but any of the ones that come in the amber plastic bottles, so whether they're the hydrosols, witch hazel, any of the carrier oils, these little lids will fit all of them. So when you receive your bottle, it will come with just a normal cap. Depending on what you're purchasing and what you're going to use it for, you can also get a pump for it. Like you can see, we've got our fractionated coconut oil, we've got the pump on there, and then we've also got a spritzer. So that's a really good one to put on your witch hazel. So if you're making products and you need to give it a bit of a spray at the end, whether it's soap or toilet pods or something like that you want to spray, get that for your witch hazel, and then you can put it on top. Or once you've finished, obviously you can reuse the bottle and it becomes a lotion bottle. You can make your own lotions or cooling spray or things like that. So it makes these ones a lot more versatile when you can buy a different cap to it. And again, you just need to chop them to the length that you have. We don't chop them for you because obviously we don't know what size bottle you're putting them on. So you'll just need to cut them down to the size that suits the bottle that you've got. So any of our amber plastic bottles, those two will fit and will make them definitely a lot more reusable in different ways. This is another great one because sometimes you just want to be able to pump it out. I know with my hand wash, I love to be able to just get my bottle and so we have the pumps that you can purchase for so the 1 litre and the 2.5 bottles for the fractionated coconut oil and the Castile soap. So it just makes it a little bit more easy to use. I often do then also use the smaller bottles to have, so I'm not carting this around, so I'll use this to fill up my smaller bottles, say if it was fractionated coconut oil, because they're a little bit handier to have around, or if you've got the smaller size, that's even handier to have next to the oil stand as well. Now, a couple of different ways you can use this once you've finished. We've been trying to think about different ways you can use it. A watering jug is really good because they're kind of quite large. You've got the litre and you've got 2.5 and even the 5 litre Castile. It's a good size watering jug because you've got the handle. You can put your lid back on it if you just want to use a bit and leave it and not let it fall over. Like we did with this, if you've got some cuttings that you're wanting to grow some roots in, pop a little bit of water in there and you can put your cuttings in there. It doesn't need to be anything fancy if you're just trying to propagate. It's not, you could use it as a vase, probably not the nicest looking vase, but it's another use for it instead of finding, I don't know what you would do, a cup or a container or something like that. You've already got one that's perfect size to be able to put your plants in. And as I said before, I usually use it to refill my smaller ones as well. Buckets, oh, that's heavy. So a lot of our buckets, a lot of our larger size things come in buckets, which I love because these are really good to be reused for. Often if I get a bag of something, I will put it into a bucket just so they're all stacked. And you can take the label off your bag and put it on your bucket if that's what you're doing. But you can store anything in these, so give them a wash out. I often will put mealworms so the kids can walk around with the chickens and stuff. Toys, anything that you want to store, like I said before with the plastic bags, so it's a bit wobbly, shouldn't touch the table. You can see through the bags, but you can also just create labels on top or on the side so you know what you're storing in your buckets. But I find them really good to stack, and they're sealed, so lots of different ingredients and things like that you can put in there. Lucky last things is our packaging, which we sort of mentioned on the post, we did a post recently. So obviously we wrap and package if you're getting online orders. We use a lot of paper. Perfect for Christmas paper, birthday paper, rewrap and reuse, or if you're sending packages on, keep it and reuse it, and you can fill your own boxes when you're sending them on. But we often will just use them for wrapping paper, or the kids like to draw on it. If you've got kids who love just scrap paper that they can draw on, arts and crafts, so they come in handy and they are really good to keep. And then we've done these before, you've got your packing peanuts. So these are biodegradable. You can put them in your garden and you can put them in your compost. So you don't need to throw them in the bin. You can definitely reuse them and they will just break down. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of ways you can reuse things. It's not just to get your order and throw it out. To make sure there's no questions or anything on here. If you've got some other suggestions, feel free to comment and let us know how you reuse your packaging. We obviously are trying to be sustainable and reuse as much as we can, so we thought this would be a great opportunity to let everyone know what we do and how we reuse things. If you have any questions about the different products that I have shown you and what you need for what you're wanting to reuse, just let us know, send us a message or send us an email and we'll be able to help you out. But the more we can reuse, obviously, the less we're just throwing in the bin. So hopefully that's helpful. Everyone have a Merry Christmas, and if you are in Brisbane last minute shopping, come and see us and we can help you. See you guys, bye.